Hello, welcome to the Nana Yayabua show. My name is Nana Yayabua. I would like to say a big thank you to my viewers, my subscribers, and very good friends and people who have been in my corner, supporting me, encouraging me on this journey. It's not an easy journey, but it's a journey of dedication and a journey of learning and a journey which is producing results. So if I'm able to do it, you should be able to do it. Many of these discussions come from my experiences or my conversations with people, and the questions that I ask or the questions that they ask me, it brings a deeper understanding and a psychological and philosophical, really, reasoning between all parties. So in today's episode, I'm going to talk about storms of life and rediscovering yourself and your life purpose after the storm is over. So I'll give you a little bit of scenario. When I was, getting older, and many of us will get older and you're going to get gray hairs. When these gray hairs were starting to peak, I was a bit upset because in my mind, I felt like I would be judged that I was too old or I was getting old, so I wouldn't be able to relate to everybody. I do believe ageism was actually catching up with me, but an older lady made me very much aware that I should embrace that gray hair. I should embrace those gray hairs, I must say, because they are a sign of wisdom. When she told me this, I paused, I listened, and I absorbed this wisdom. Why would she say the gray hairs are a sign of wisdom? Because no person that walks on this earth with gray hair does not have any experience. We all come with varied experiences. So, what I'm going to say next is in regards to the storms, when the storms brew, and for me to even be here with you doing these videos is because I've weathered quite an amount of storms in my life. Now, when I talk about storms, it may be a death in your family, it may be a breakup from your boyfriend, it may be a divorce, it may be financial difficulties. We all encounter different storms at different points in time, or sometimes back to back to back. See, just like the hurricane hits and the tsunami hits, it's the afterwards that we look at. For instance, Katrina hit the US. There was a hurricane in 2003 that hit part of Indonesia. It wiped up a lot. But in that same light, many people actually took it upon themselves to rediscover themselves and to rediscover their life's purpose. The message in this video is that you need to try and weather the storms, because for every storm that comes, it passes. The key is, when it passes, how are you going to cope? Are you going to weather the storm and let it pass and cry about why me? A storm in our lives gives us the chance to pause and reflect. When you are recovering post a storm, post when you are divorced, post when you are having financial difficulties, that is a period in time that you take the opportunity to rearrange yourself. Now, not many people are able to do that. Many of us will rather fall deeper into the hole that is left by the storm, rather than finding ways of covering the hole or making a way past it. There are about 3 or 4 things I'm going to share with you post-storm. Number 1, reflect post the storm to figure out where and how you need to go about, your life. Now, if it's a disease of a loved one, I will suggest you see a counselor or a trained individual to help you transition through that. If it's a financial storm you went through, find somebody who understands finances to actually help you come back on track. You need to create value for your time. If you feel that you can volunteer your time to a cause that will make you happy, please do that. Some people decide to volunteer to women's shelters, to men's shelters, to hospitals in various capacities and forms, to basketball games, to assist or coach, whichever capacity that works for you. That value in your time in giving, you also do get something back, which is that sense of relief, that sense of purpose and giving back to community. Live in the moment, and that is one thing that I am still working on, to understand and to live in the moment. And this video at this time that I'm doing is my part of living in the moment. Live in the moment. If you need to do something, go ahead, do it, but make sure it is safe. The other thing is also to take your time to heal. If it's a breakup, take your time to heal. If it's a divorce, take your time to heal. If it is the loss of a loved one, take your time to heal. The best thing you have for yourself is time. Take your time to heal, but do not take too much time that you still are left in wallowing in your grief. When I was talking about storms, it just crossed my mind is that people who have weathered so many storms in their lives that are still standing. I chanced upon a young man called Andreas Perez, who lives somewhere in the Indonesia, a billionaire. And from his story is that he weathered so many storms, from being homeless in Indonesia to being a billionaire right now in Indonesia. And then there is people like Oprah Winfrey, who went from nothing to something. The various storms of rape and whatnot that poverty encountered. Chris Gardner, that man in Pursuit of Happiness, if you've not seen it, from nothing to something, weathering this storm, being in it, wallowing in it, and crossing over. There are so many cases of people who have weathered storms, who have now been able to be where they are, in a sense that they have discovered their life's purpose and they're giving back the value of their time, which is enriching to them and also helping society. What can we learn from this? From these storms that happen in our lives? As far as we are human beings, we cannot escape it. We are going to encounter all these storms, sometimes back to back to back. The important question you need to ask yourself is, how will I cope afterwards? How will I react in the storm? Stay safe, stay alive, weather the storm, and find a way to rebuild post the storm. Life is beautiful. Live in the moment. This has been the Nanaya Yebua Show. Thank you for watching. I will come back to you with another video which will inspire you, which will motivate you, and which will help you ground to become the person you are meant to be. I am on a journey to discover myself, and I'm still discovering, and it's a beautiful journey. And so I hope that as you listen to me, watch me, communicate with me in however way possible or on different platforms, I pray that you get something from what I am telling you, since I also get a lot from my mentors and life in general as a teacher. I am a pilgrim on this journey called life. Join me. This has been the Nanaya Yebua Show. Thank you, and see you next time. Please like, share, and subscribe. Bye-bye.